let's have our road to E3 2018 with Bethesda. As we know, Bethesda will have their press conference on Sunday. Yeah, I think on Sunday. And we already know a little bit of what will come, but we have to see more, right? So Bethesda already announced that this would be the biggest show they ever had in a Bethesda E3 lineup. This would be the longest show they ever had. I have to say though, especially with last year in comparison, that's not that tough, Bethesda. That's not that hard. Like, how long was the show? 30 minutes? 40 minutes? And everyone was just like, what? It's it's over? Are they are they serious? This is just a joke, right? There's still something coming. And then nothing came. And so it's not that tough to say that this is the longest show they ever had. And I looked up what the other shows have been. So normally Bethesda has like a 1 hour show for all their games. And we don't know how long this would be. I assume 1.5 hours instead of just one, which would be interesting because that means we have a good amount of games coming. And we know of one game right now. We know one game Bethesda will showcase, and that is there's Rage 2, right? And so far, what I saw from Rage 2, it looks interesting. Like it's an open world title, because it's in cooperation with the Just Cause creators, and I think it looks kind of interesting. I like the art style of the game. Looks a lot like Borderlands before Borderlands became comical. And it looks very grim and dark, which I like. And an open world Rage 2, where you can do whatever you want, and you also still have the RPG mechanics. I I'm okay with that. Like it definitely looks interesting. Reminds me a lot of Max Payne and Fallout and a little bit of Just Cause. And there's even some Doom, especially the weapons and how they're using the weapons reminds me a lot of Doom. So it seems like an interesting mix-up. Um, I want to see some longer gameplay. We will definitely get on the E3, and I hope they also show us how quests will work and what you can do in the open world. Because the problem Avalanche Studio had, at least with Just Cause 3, was yes, the world was beautiful. It was a beautiful world. Like you had a lot of areas where you just could move, drive around, fly around, and then just have a good time there. But the problem with the Just Cause map was it was a big and empty space. I would go so far that 60% of the map had nothing interesting to show. It was just a big empty world. And I hope Rage 2 will not do the same mistake. I really, really hope that the map can be a little bit smaller, but make sure that you have tons of stuff to do on the map. Interesting stuff. Not just the typical of, hey, go there and liberate that camp. Oh, go there to find another camp or another beast layer, something like that. Like make it interesting. I think Fallout 4 had a little bit of that problem. That there were a lot of points to see on the map, but sometimes it was just like the same thing over and over again, that you just had some raiders or some mutants, and I found that a little bit boring after some time. The world design was great. I like the world design of Fallout 4, but there were just moments where I didn't know what to do really. So we have to see about Rage 2. So that's Rage 2, right? But we don't know much else. Like we don't know much else about the Bethesda games, so this is a lot of just guessing what will happen now, and it might be that I'm completely wrong, and we have to see about that. But let's talk about some things we might see. Okay, let's talk about the elephant in the room. This is a question for you folks out there. Do you believe that Bethesda will show a new Elder Scrolls this year? Or do you believe that will not happen? Nah. Who actually believes that? So the thing is just, I don't believe it myself. Like, don't get me wrong, but a new Elder Scrolls is still far off. What I do believe, though, is that we could see a new Fallout. Not Fallout 5, of course, but something in regards of Fallout New Vegas. And I wouldn't be surprised if Obsidian is actually working on this. There have been multiple teasers coming directly from Obsidian that they could work indeed on a new Fallout game. So there was the teaser, I think that was 1.5 years ago, where one of the creators of the first Fallout and the Fallout world and the Fallout story and whatnot, I always forget his name, I'm sorry for that, was coming back to Obsidian, and he tweeted a doodle where he was joining Obsidian, and then on the doodle he was like, glad to be home, and he was hugging the Fallout boy. So that was the first teaser where a lot of people were like, wait, what did he mean by that? So, and the second teaser was that Obsidian made a super quick video where they asked two developers, and I think also the creator of Fallout was also there on the video, where they asked them like, hey, you're working on a new game, right? Will this new game have any microtransactions? And they were both like, no, there will be no microtransactions. And they recorded this video in front of the Fallout New Vegas art. They were streaming that in front of it. Of course, these are just some small teasers, and it could be completely something different. Wouldn't be surprised by it. But at least there's a chance that this could happen, because people love the Obsidian Fallout game. Like, some people are even saying that they made a better job than Bethesda did. So we will see. But I wouldn't be surprised if they're announcing a new Fallout. Not Fallout 5, but definitely a new Fallout. So, not Skyrim, Elder Scrolls, no. Fallout, perhaps. What else? I don't think we're getting a new Dishonored, Evil Within, Wolfenstein. We all had that last year. I could see that Wolfenstein gets like a standalone. They already did with the first Wolfenstein, right? I could definitely see that. That they're trying to touch on a different side story or something like that. The Evil Within, I doubt we will see anything new regarding the Evil Within. I don't know how successful it was, the second one, but we have to see. We have to see. And there's of course still the rumor that Bethesda is working on a futuristic Fallout Elder Scrolls-esque game, but I would go so far that this is probably Rage. That the game which was teased last year with being in the future but still being in the Fallout world or even in the Elder Scrolls world, yada yada yada. I could even see that this could be Rage. I could definitely see that. That what makes the Evil Within 2 was not a very good game. Yeah, I had to say I loved the Evil Within 1, and I played the Evil Within 2. I just... I, I couldn't. Like... we are talking about Bethesda, not Ubisoft, by the way. What else could we get? A new Doom? When did the last Doom came out? That came out 2016. Ah, would be too early, wouldn't it? I think it would be too early if they would release a new Doom this year. Tough to say, really. So let's say they are showing Rage for 20 minutes. Then they're showing perhaps a new Fallout game, a Wolfenstein spin-off. Then they will of course talk about their card game and their MMO Elder Scrolls game. I don't know. My guessing is actually Wolfenstein. We know about Rage. New Fallout game, but not Fallout 5, just a spin-off. Wolfenstein, then a few DLCs here and there for the other games. And that's it. I would love to see a new IP from Bethesda. Something new. But I cannot imagine what it could be. Let's say they are really playing on, they're really working on a sci-fi game. I have no clue how it would look like. I have actually no clue how it would look like. So we have to see. Bethesda is a question mark for me. Definitely is. So we have to see. Alright, that was the road to E3 2018 for Bethesda.